What if I told you 10 free GitHub repos could do the work of a 50,000 senior engineer? This isn't fluff. I went through 390, 9 of the most starred AI dev repos pushed in the last 2 months. Pulled engagement signals from X, Reddit and YouTube, ranked them. Then I split the survivors into 3 videos. This is volume 1, 10 tools that replace what your senior engineer actually does. Not help with, replace. Number 1. Gary Tansk's stack. 82,000 stars. Pushed yesterday. If you don't know Gary, he's the CEO of Y Combinator, the most influential startup accelerator on the planet. And 6 weeks ago, he sourced his exact Claude code setup. Every team I know has the same problem. Claude code is amazing at writing code, but somebody still has to decide what to build. Somebody has to spec the design. Somebody has to review the PR. Somebody has to ship it. That's a job. That job costs you a senior engineer. What Stack does, it gives Claude 4 roles instead of 1. There's a CEO agent that prioritizes what to build, a designer agent that produces Figma style mockups before you write code, an engineering manager that reviews PRs against the spec, a release manager that ships, tags, and posts to your status channel. You describe a feature in 1 sentence. The CEO agent breaks it into 3 phases. The designer mocks the UI, the ing manager tells Claude how to scaffold, the release manager ships. You watch. I ran Stack on the script you're watching right now. Yes, this video. It produced the spec in 2 minutes, drafted the savings, ticker React widget, and queued the PR for review. 3 hours of work done in 14 minutes. That's not a junior engineer with extra prompts. That's delegation infrastructure. 3 hours a week of orchestration work at $50 an hour, that's $800 a year. Y Combinator, great workflow, free. Number 2. Hermes-agent from NUS Research, 115,000 stars. You may remember Hermes from last week. I covered it head to head against OpenClaw in video 27. Most AI agents have amnesia. Every conversation starts from scratch. You teach them your codebase, your conventions, your weird build script, and tomorrow they've forgotten. That's not an assistant. That's a goldfish with an API key. Hermes is the agent that grows with you. Persistent memory across sessions. Self-modifying skill set. Doesn't reset every conversation. The new feature this week, it auto detects which sub-skills you actually use, prunes the dead ones, and grows new ones from your task patterns, without you asking. So the version of Hermes you have a month from now is materially better than the one you install today. Why this is different from a memory bolt, unlike Memory, those store what you said. Hermes models what you do, big difference. In video 27, I ran Hermes against OpenClaw on a real CVE discovery task. OpenClaw missed 138 CVEs that Hermes flagged because Hermes had memory of the previous scan. Same model, same prompt. The difference was the agent's history. 2 hours a week of grunt work delegation, 50, 200 a year, easy. Number 3. Everything-claude-code by a fun M160, 6,000 stars. This is the harness performance optimization system. If Stack is the role-based layer, this is the runtime layer underneath it. Here's what nobody tells you about installing 50 Claude skills. Claude doesn't lazy load them. Every conversation, your context window, gets stuffed with every skill descriptor you've ever installed, whether you need it for this task or not. You're paying for tokens that do nothing. Sometimes a third of your input cost is dead weight. What everything-claude-code does, 5 things. 1. Skill loading is lazy. Claude only pulls in what the current task actually needs. 2. Instincts are pattern, match shortcuts that bypass full LM inference for routine ops. 3. Memory is structured so it doesn't bloat. 4. Security review runs on every code write. 5. Research first means Claude pulls docs before it writes. I installed it before recording the V28 voiceover script you're listening to. Token usage dropped 22%. Same prompt, same output quality, less context bloat. The savings are small in dollars, $300 a year, but the second order effect is huge. Your other tools work better when this is underneath them. Number 4. Oh-my-openagent, 54,000 stars. Originally called oh-my-openagent, got rebranded last month. You probably already use 3 or 4 AI tools every day. Cursor for context. Claude code for execution, OpenClaw for agent loops, Codex for review. The problem? They don't talk to each other. You copy, paste between them, you lose context every time, you debug the same thing in 3 windows. Oh-my-openagent's pitch is, you don't pick between tools, you compose them. The 4 tools above run as one chain. Cursor preps the context, hands to Claude code, which delegates to OpenClaw, which sends results back through Codex for review. What surprised me, the failure, recovery is shockingly good. If Claude code times out, the harness silently retraces on a different model. If a tool returns garbage, the next one corrects it. You don't see any of it. I ran the V28 thumbnail design through it, briefed it once. Cursor pulled the brand palette from the V24 memory. Claude Code generated 5 thumbnail variants. OpenClaw picked the best one against the V24 thumbnail rules. I made coffee, came back, done. Saves an hour a week of orchestration debugging, $2,600 a year easily. Number 5, oh-my-claudecode by Yuchen Hio, 31,000 stars. Naming similar to number 4, very different tool. Here's the thing nobody talks about. You're not the only person on your team using Claude Code. 3 of you are. None of you can see what the others are running. None of your sessions can ask each other for help. Each Claude is a silo. Oh-my-claudecode is teams first. Each team member's Claude Code session can hand work to another member's session asynchronously. You're stuck on a database migration at midnight. You delegate it to your colleagues' idle Claude. They wake up to a PR. 3 layers of multiplication, multiple devs, each running multiple agents, all coordinated through a shared task queue. I tested it with another developer on his project. He started a refactor at his end of the day, handed it to my Claude when he logged off. I woke up to a PR open for review. First try, no setup beyond OMCC init, worth it. For a 5-person team, conservative estimate an hour a week per person of saved. I asked Slack, waited for an answer, lost the train of thought, $2,600 a year. Number 6, OpenFang, 17,000 stars. Description open, source agent operating system. That phrase agent OS gets thrown around a lot. Most things that call themselves an agent OS are a wrapper around a CLI, maybe a config file, maybe a Python script. Marketing. OpenFang actually behaves like an OS, process scheduling for agents, shared memory between them, IPC, a run queue you can inspect, built-in Rust, one binary, 0 dependencies, runs on your laptop or on a server. It's the closest thing to a Unix for agents that I've seen. For this video, I spun up 3 OpenFang agents on my laptop, 1 drafts captions, 1 grabs screenshots, 1 tests thumbnails against the V24 rules. I typed agentless, they showed up like processes. PAD CPU, memory, the works. That moment is when Agent OS stops being marketing and starts being real. Number 7. NANOBOT from HKU Data Science. 40,000 stars. The pitch ultra lightweight personal AI agent. Cat emoji and everything. Most personal assistant AI projects try to be everything. Email, calendar, code, research, life coaching. They become slow. They become expensive. They never quite work for any one of those things. NANOBOT does 4 things only: inbox, triage, calendar prep, daily briefing, code, review of the day, and does them well. 100 megabyte memory footprint, boots in 2 seconds. That's the secret of why people fall in love with it. It's there when you actually want it. I ran it on a Raspberry Pi 5 in my office, booted in 4 seconds, generated my morning brief in 8. The Pi sits next to my monitor and gives me the brief over its tiny speaker every morning. That's a use case I didn't know I wanted. Replaces $20 a month of personal assistant SaaS subscriptions. $240 a year. Number 8. AI website cloner template by jcodesmore. 12,000 stars. The pitch is exactly what it says: clone any website with 1 command using AI coding agents. Building a clone the old way, open the target site, scrape the HTML, paste it into ChatGPT, fight with Tailwind for 2 days. By the time you're done, the original team has shipped a redesign. What makes this different? It doesn't scrape the site. It understands it. Renders the page, screenshots every state, transcribes the layout into a component tree, then has Claude rebuild it from scratch in your stack next. Jez, Svelte kit, whatever you specified. The trick that sells this: the output is cleaner than the original. Claude doesn't carry over the legacy markup. You get modern code that does the same thing visually. I cloned the eagerwithI.com landing page in 14 minutes. Output was cleaner than what I shipped originally, fewer divs, modern grid layout, accessible by default. $200 of contractor time gone. For most freelancers, 4 clones a year is normal. $800 back in your pocket. For agencies, way more. Number 9, NANOCLAW. 28,000 stars. The pitch: a lightweight alternative to OpenClaw, but everything runs in containers. Last week's video, OpenClaw versus Hermes, exposed something uncomfortable. OpenClaw runs your agent on your host. If the agent goes wrong, your file system is the blast radius. That's a security cost most people ignore until it bites them. NANOCLAW runs every agent action inside an isolated container that physically cannot touch your file system unless you say so. Add to that, it ships with 5 out of the box integrations: WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, Discord, email. So you can run an agent that responds to your team chat, but it cannot delete your repo because it's in a sandbox. I replayed the OpenClaw scan from V27 inside NANOCLAW. Same task, find security issues in a real repo. Same result, found the issues. Difference: my actual file system was never touched. The container exited with the report. That's the difference between sleeping at night and not. Saves $500 a year of container. Config time you'd otherwise spend doing this yourself. The bigger win is sleep. Number 10. QwenPaw by AgentScope AI. 16,000 stars. The pitch your personal AI assistant, local or cloud, works on multiple models. Half the people watching this have at least one task they can't send to Claude. NDA code, legal docs, internal architecture, patient data. The other tools on this list run great on hosted Claude and choke when you switch them to local. QwenPaw is the only one in this category designed bilingual from day one. Local Qwen models, hosted Claude, hosted GPT, same UX, same skills, same memory. You flip a config flag, the brain changes. Nothing else does. Why this matters? Privacy. If you have anything that can't leave your machine, you run QwenPaw against a local Qwen 7b. Same workflow as Claude. Zero API calls. I ran QwenPaw on my MacBook against a local Qwen 7b for a code review of an unreleased project. Same prompt as Claude would get. Output was 85% as good. Zero data left the machine. For half the things you actually do, that's the trade-off you want. Replaces $20 a month of cloud, only AI assistants for the half of your work that's privacy sensitive. $240 a year. That's $1,280 a year of conservative, defensible savings. Token math